Hello, my friends. This is the video that I made on NIO on July the 3rd, when the price of this asset was, as you can see right here, at $3.48. And my main assumption at this very point was that NIO was approaching to its crucial point, to this apex, and I connect several tops and several bottoms. And I showed you this potential symmetrical triangle. And I told you that it is not the point where you can bet on any type of outcome because it can break either direction. And one of the potential bull counts and bull cases might be the breakout above this level of resistance and above the second level of resistance at $3.63. If it breaks the bottom line, this basically level of support, in this case, most likely it will be either a longer consolidation phase or quite low prices in general. And guys, take a look right here. We were at this point, and since I made my previous video, guys, at the very apex, it broke the lower border of this formation. And for now, guys, well, it is hovering exactly at the same point. And I will show you what you should know and what pattern is on the table, is still on the table right now, and what should you expect from the technical standpoint. So, as you can see, technical analysis works perfectly well. And if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to join my Patreon account. And guys, I'm recording this part of the video on June 28th, and within less than a week, I will close some of cheap member tiers. And let me show you just a sneak peek on the most recent call that I made just 2 days ago. You know that yesterday on Friday's session on June 27th, Coinbase lost substantial amount of its value. And I made this set of posts the day before on Thursday. You can see it right here. It is June 26th, Thursday, June 26th of this year. And this top I caught to the tick. I made it for my patrons, and the major sell-off happened the very next day on Friday. And guys, you can see that I made a perfect call, and it is not the only call that I made. You can find other similar achievements in the pattern articles. And that is why, guys, if you want to be a part of this community, feel free to join my Patreon, because within next several days you will not have these lucrative prices.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on.
So guys, and what do we have on a bigger scale? If I zoom out to, let's say, 2 hours time frame, you can see that I drew this arrow to the upside from this lowest point of $3.32, which it hit at June 23rd. And this is nothing else but the potential movement if this level of support where we had double bottom pattern holds. Otherwise, guys, well, I will show you my thoughts in just several minutes, but for now let's take a look at some fundamentals. One of the most important news that should drive the price of NIO higher is definitely their sales. And here we have another update that was published on July the 8th on cnvpost.com about the insurance registrations. You can see that NIO registered 2.5 thousand vehicles. And in general, guys, let me show you this. NIO, including NIO, Onvo, and Firefly brands, had 5,110 insurance registrations in China last week, down 18.89% from 6.3 thousand units the previous week. And I have to admit that, well, in order to see much higher prices for NIO, they have to step towards their profitability. And the only way how they can do it is to improve their financials by improving their gross margin and increasing their sales. Only in this case, the price of NIO will be much higher. And unfortunately, guys, basically for this entire, wait a second, for basically 2 weeks, we don't have any substantial trends rather than this sideways movement for NIO Corporation. But at the same time, guys, I have to admit that NIO brand, well, is not so good in terms of their sales, because you can see that it has quite low number of vehicles that they sell. and it is 12, basically among 12 previous weeks, it is the lowest sales results on NIO. At the same time, guys, you can see that other auto manufacturers have basically even sharper declines, like Tesla has, or Xpeng. They also have quite substantial movement to the upside in this on this parameter, but their previous growth basically eliminates this decline. And I have to admit that if the market is expanding, this means it is much easier to maintain the position. And we have to admit that Chinese market is one of the biggest on this planet in terms of the EV sales. And that is why, guys, unfortunately, these results for NIO that they have basically for the last couple of years are not so promising. That is why their share price is not moving higher. On top of that, if you take a look at the breakdown on a model by model basis, well, some models especially new ones have quite decent sales, and right here you can see ET5 Touring monthly deliveries. Here is ES6 monthly deliveries, and to be honest, ES6 one of the most popular models of NIO brand, and well, they have quite decent sales in general, but I want to pay attention to some, well, not the best results. From September 2022, NIO ET5 has a substantial decline in their sales. Next one, ES8 from January 2021 also is in some kind of downtrend. They cannot show the substantial growth on this parameter. What is more importantly, NIO ET7 and even EC7 and ES7 are pretty much well, are not in the best shape, because these models they didn't have enough sales at all, and this means these models became unprofitable in general, and they don't have any chances to bring back all the expenses on these models to the company. And that is why, guys, unfortunately, NIO is in a consistent downtrend. If I zoom out to even a bigger scale, you can see that this asset is in consistent downtrend. And, well, at some point in time, I believe that the breakout should happen, but we have to rely on the current prices. And let's continue with the technical analysis. But before we dive deeper right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So, guys, this breakout to the downside, let's switch to 3 hours time frame. Let me show you this in details. This breakout to the downside, and for now, as you can see, if I make this line longer, NIO is retesting this level of support. Previously that was level of support, and it retesting it from the bottom as the level of resistance. And this means, guys, if this level holds, we might see another leg to the downside that will definitely retest $3.31 mark. But if, guys, and let me show you again this level of resistance, if it holds above this sloping line that I drew by connecting these several tops, if it holds this line, and especially if it breaks this level of resistance to the upside, most likely, guys, this movement to the upside will happen, and it should retest $3.63, this thick yellow line. And if it holds above it, I believe it might be at least a medium-term uptrend for NIO. But, guys, a lot of fundamental news should happen in order to support the movement of the price to the upside. And if you take a look at the so-called smart money investors list, you can see that on the one hand we have a flat number of institutional investors who hold NIO in their investment portfolios. But at the same time, we don't have clear trend of buying or selling NIO shares among the most recent updates. And if I sort them by number of shares from the biggest one to smallest one, you can see that the biggest investors, well, the biggest investor, UBS Group, added 69%. Basically, in the mid of May of this year, they made this filing. This means at the very beginning of this year, they added 69% to their current position, and they hold about $285 million in value. Morgan Stanley reduced its position by 14.5%, and well, you can see that here is some kind of hedge position for Wolverine, Jane Street, and Susquehanna, because they have put and call options right here. And yes, in general, it is very difficult to make any assumption at which, well, what is the trend based on this information. That is why, guys, NIO is still in undecisive phase, and it is still printing, well, it still in some kind of consolidation that should break either the ranges of resistance that we have on the table and previous swing highs in order to establish at least medium-term uptrend, or it should break the ranges of support. And in this case, guys, the price should go lower and potentially retest even $3 mark. That is why I don't suggest you to enter any of position on NIO, I mean short-term position, because it is a pure gambling to rely on its price action, and I don't like to do so. That is why, guys, if you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm back.